Now, the last few weeks I've been featuring some cars which are a little bit more expensive than usual, which is why today we're going to take a look at a budget option. Now, I've grown my channel over the years from doing cheap and budget RC reviews, and I know a lot of my subscribers actually prefer those. So this is the new XDKJ 1/18 scale mini monster truck. I don't know why they can't just give these trucks proper names. So this thing kind of looks like a mini X-Max. Now, we need to talk about budget RC cars. Now, some people love them and some people think they're really bad for the hobby. I actually disagree with that, and I actually think cheap RC cars like this are a great entry point for a lot of beginners. And once they get into the hobby and they realise that they actually enjoy it, that's when they're going to go out and get a more expensive truck. And that is why I don't think cheap RC cars like this and some of the other more popular brands out there are necessarily bad for the hobby. I actually think they're really good. And of course, one of the most important things is, do they actually perform well? Now, this thing is selling for around £87, which is cheaper than the Granite Grom. Now, that is a fantastic little truck, but unfortunately, I think Armour have just priced it a little bit too high. Of course, we have the MJX Hyper Go mini monster truck, which is around about the same sort of price as this, so I'm hoping this is actually going to be just as good, if not better. And of course, we have to talk about the 16889. Once again, it's in this price range, and it is a great truck for the money. So is this XDJK, whatever it's called, is this actually going to be any good? Now, don't click away because I want you to watch the entire video, but I will tell you now, it isn't as good as the other trucks. And I'm going to show you why. Take a look at this. Can you guess what they've done here? Once again, this thing has the dreaded friction shocks. Why do these cheap RC companies keep doing this? Now, I don't know why they keep doing this, because oil-filled shocks really aren't that much more expensive. All of the cars I spoke about earlier in this price range all come with proper oil-filled shocks right out the box. Now, I know they do this because they want to save money, but how much more does it actually cost to give us a proper set of oil-filled shocks? We're in 2024 now, and it's just getting boring. So of course, when it comes to handling, I know for a fact this isn't going to be as good as the other trucks. Now, looks wise, I don't think it looks too bad. Again, like I said, it does look kind of like a Mini Max, and you can get it in various different colours. It does feature a clipless body system. I don't actually have a problem with body clips, especially on little cars like this, but a lot of the cheap RC companies seem to be doing it. Now, this thing is identical to one of the Relalo trucks that we see last year. I don't think I reviewed that one, but some channels did, and that was actually brushed. And it didn't get negative reviews, but some people said it wasn't very good. So this doesn't look too bad, but of course, it is ruined by those horrible friction shocks. They're just so bouncy. They're terrible. So in the box, we have the transmitter, and it does feel kind of cheap. It also feels a little bit awkward to hold. It does have throttle trim and steering trim adjustments and a foam grip on the wheel. Apart from that, that is pretty much it. Very basic and cheap feeling. Here we have a 1200 milliamp hour 2S LiPo, the usual cheap RC car USB charger, a cross wrench and a screwdriver, finally a black and white manual, and it's good to see we get some exploded diagrams. So back to the truck then. Now let's go through some of the features. Of course, we have this plastic tub chassis, and I'm just feeling there that the quality of the plastic on this really doesn't feel very good. It actually feels very brittle. We have a wheelie bar on the back and a rear bumper. We've got a flexible front bumper with some LED lights, which we will take a look at later. We have some very plasticky tyres. Just look at these are horrible, and I can't see those gripping very well, and considering this is a brushless mini truck, I would say grip would be quite important. Now, we do get metal CVDs at the front, metal dog bones on the rear. You can't really see it clearly, but we also get a metal centre drive shaft. So electronics wise, this has a 35 amp 2-in-1 brushless ESC, a 2840 brushless motor, and a 17 gram 3-wire servo. Now, this truck has a claim top speed of 55 kilometers per hour, which works out to be around 34 miles per hour. Are we going to see that today? Do you know what? I don't think we are. Let's just get the battery in it and let's just see how it performs. It's really bright today, but that is the LED lights. I think they're coming out all right on the camera. Right, so let's see how fast it will go on the included battery. Let's start the GPS. What are we going to get out of this? Because I don't think we're going to get 34. Oh, the grip is terrible. Those tyres are horrible. That's full throttle. Oh. Right, let's see what we can get. That's full throttle again. Oh, it just slides around. There's no grip. Full throttle. What? It's just turned itself off. I think we really need to see some decent new releases. Right, I've switched it back on. Let's go again. It's done it again. It keeps turning off. I'm sick and tired of reviewing lately. Right, let's try again. Full throttle. Is it going to turn off again? Full throttle. Oh, this thing is horrible. Right, I've had enough. Let's just bring it back. Let's see what we got. We got 22, so nowhere near the claimed top speed. So it doesn't go as fast as they say. It keeps turning off, and it's really not enjoyable to drive. So would I recommend one of these? Absolutely not. I'm going to try and give this a very quick run off-road. No doubt it's going to keep turning off, and it's going to be super bouncy, but I know you'll want to see it anyway. So let's do that now. So soon after doing the speed run, I wanted to see how this little truck would perform off-road, and as you can imagine, not very well at all. It was super bouncy with those friction shocks, and it just felt undrivable. And of course, those hard plasticky tyres really didn't help when it comes to grip. Now I have to say, I'm not a massive fan of doing reviews where I really bring down a product, because usually in every product there is something good about it, but unfortunately, I cannot find a good thing about this truck, and I really wish I could find something nice to say about it. So off-road performance was terrible, and compared to some of the other trucks out there, well, this thing doesn't even come close. Now what I would say is, if you're looking for a mini truck in this price range, consider the Hiboxing 16889 or the FTX Tracer if you're here in the UK, which does have great part support. Or if you're not into the Hiboxing stuff, have a look at MJX, because the MJX mini monster truck, brushed or brushless, is a great alternative to this. It's also slightly larger, and it will be more capable. So there we go then, guys. That was the new XDKJ, whatever it's called. It's really not a very good truck. It keeps turning off. It was super bouncy off-road, and in this price range, well, I really expected more. And for this little truck to keep up with the MJX Hyper Go range and the Hiboxing range, well, it needed to be a lot better. I don't know what it is lately, but there's really been some disappointing releases from the guys over in China. Even with a set of oil-filled shocks, I really don't think there's any way to save this little truck, because it just doesn't perform well. And of course, the electronics aren't very good either, because it kept turning off. Yeah, unfortunately, this one is a hard pass from me. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one. Take care. So this thing was total trash, but if you want to check out two really good alternatives, click one of these videos now.